In the spring of 2024, I decided to design a folk fiddle. My high school students were able to make one themselves using our Lasercutter. It was nice to have an instrument I could take camera and not have to worry about it getting wet. I found the patterns at makingtheviolin.com on their measurements page. The single piece uh, unit that included the neck, the heel, and the fingerboard started as a tracing from the same page, and I grafted on a simplified ukulele headstock instead of the scroll, which would have been more complex to make. The sides are cut using the living hinge technology, in which perforations allow the wood to be easily bent. The neck, head, and fingerboard were all cut in a single piece from a piece of 1.5 by 1.5 inch square poplar stock using my bandsaw. And the scraps provided other parts that were needed, such as the end block and a little scrap to lengthen the heel. The arching of the fingerboard is important for the playability of the instrument. This was done using a spoke shave. The bridge being cut from poplar, which is softer than the traditional maple, the strings started biting in, so I superglued a bit of excess thread-wrapped wire from where the strings were attached to the tuning pegs, and that prevented that problem. The same problem could be solved in other places where um, the string bites into the wood. Traditionally, India ink isn't the way you make a fingerboard. You use ebony, but ink worked fine. The center bouts have an extreme curvature. If the ends are feathered to a taper point, it will increase the glue surface area and make it easier to make those sharp bends. The construction is very different from a traditional violin. At these triangular points where the curves are most extreme, a traditional violin has wedges that support those joints and that give the interior of a violin actually a shape very much like that of a guitar, which this is not. I used a waterproof wood glue, but superglue is important for the initial attachment of the bouts to the base, the bottom plate, because it dries quickly enough that you don't need to clamp it. The neck angle is critical, and because the plates upper and lower are not arched, the bridge has to be taller than on a traditional violin. A nice discovery was that if you slide the nut downhill on the headstock on the left, you can fine tune the height of the strings from the fingerboard. Here are some details on the assembly of the body.